James, and I will present this course in English to you, and the practice exercises and learning activities will be spoken by Louise, a Brazilian. We will also have the help of a Brazilian language professor in Brazil to make the curriculum for this course. I hope that this course proves to be very helpful to you. You will be able to quickly listen to it lesson by lesson as you go along your day. So I think that is great for learning. Practicing each day, bit by bit, will make you learn it all the better. The course has a path to follow and fun activities to do, so I hope you will learn well from the organized but short classes. The words and sentences you learn from this course will come in useful if you ever decide to talk with Brazilians or other Portuguese speakers. You will be able to structure your words together and say what you want when you speak to Portuguese speakers. You can practice often what you learned and repeat the videos as much as you want, so you will never forget what is taught. Hope you enjoy! Currently, Portuguese is the official language of 8 countries: Portugal, Brazil, Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Cape Verde, St. Thomas and Prince Islands, and East Timor. We can see that on every continent there is at least one country that speaks the Portuguese language. Despite the mixture of Portuguese with the native languages of each of these places, with differences in pronunciation and grammatical changes, the unity with Portuguese of Portugal remains. But do you know where the Portuguese language comes from? Interestingly, Portuguese came from the same language as most European and Asian languages. With the various migrations between the continents, the existing original language, Latin, was divided into the Romance languages, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, and Romanian. Latin was the official language of the ancient Roman Empire and had 2 forms, Classical Latin and Vulgar Latin, which was the language used by the people. Portuguese originated from the Vulgar Latin, which was introduced to the Iberian Peninsula by the Roman conquerors. The consolidation of political autonomy, followed by the expansion of the Portuguese Empire, enshrined Portuguese as the official language of the nation. The great navigations expanded the domains of Portugal and took the Portuguese language to the new lands of Africa and islands near the African coast, as well as Asia and Oceania, and most importantly, South America, Brazil. The Portuguese reached the Brazilian lands in the period of colonization through the Jesuit priests. Over time, there has been some changes in the way we speak the language. Some scholars claim that with the changes over time, Brazilian Portuguese and Portuguese of Brazil underwent significant changes, and that at the time of colonization, Brazil maintained Portuguese much more authentic than the Portuguese themselves. This is because in the 18th century, the native Portuguese people had many influences from places like France. Brazilian Portuguese is not pure either, though. It also has been influenced by the indigenous languages over time, and we can see to this day in object names, cities, and foods. The main difference between Brazilian Portuguese and Portugal Portuguese are related to vocabulary and accent and words that have different meanings. In 2009, a spelling reform was done by the Portuguese-speaking countries with the aim of facilitating the transit of documents between the countries. Significantly, some spelling rules facilitating foreign language learning and eliminating the translation from Portuguese to Portuguese. Despite being considered a difficult language, it is possible to learn Portuguese in a simple and objective way. Welcome to Easy Portuguese, the place where you'll learn Brazilian Portuguese in an organized and easy way. Hello, in this class we will learn about the Portuguese alphabet. The alphabet of the Portuguese language comes from Latin. Portuguese-speaking countries, including Brazil, abolished variations after the signing of the new Portuguese spelling agreement and added the letters that note the sounds K, Y, and W. So now the alphabet has 26 letters, 5 vowels, and 21 consonants. Let's learn how to pronounce each letter of the alphabet. For your convenience, we will be pronouncing each letter 3 times.
A, 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 B, 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 C, 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 D, 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 E, 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 F, 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 G, 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 H, 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 I, 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 J, 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 K, 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 L, 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 M, 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 N, 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 O, 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 P, 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 Q, 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 R, 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 S, 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 T, 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 U, 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 V, 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 W, 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 X, 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 Y, 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 Z, Z, Z.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next class of Easy Portuguese. Welcome! In this class, we will learn the pronouns and their function in the Portuguese language. What are pronouns? Pronouns represent the class of words that replace or accompany names. So here are some personal pronouns. First, singular pronouns. In the first person, for I is
Eu,
and for the second person, you
tu ou você.
And for the third person, he, she, it.
Ele ou ela.
And finally, plural pronouns. For plural pronouns, like in the first person, we,
Nós.
and for the second person, you,
Vós ou vocês.
and for the third person in feminine or masculine versions, they.
Eles ou elas.
And now for some examples. In this example, we have Mary is beautiful, and that translated to Portuguese is.
Maria é linda.
And on the flip side, for a pronoun, she replacing the name Mary, since pronouns replace names, she is beautiful in Portuguese is.
Ela é linda.
And another example, for the name Joseph arrived, that in Portuguese is.
José chegou.
And for the pronoun replacing Joseph, he arrived in Portuguese.
Ele chegou.
And for another example, Mary and Anna are beautiful.
Maria e Ana são lindas.
And for the pronoun version of this, they are beautiful.
Elas são lindas.
Please note that elas is the feminine version of they. Now for the masculine version, Joseph and Mark arrived.
José e Marcos chegaram.
And they arrived.
Eles chegaram.
And for another example, Mary and I arrived.
Eu e Maria chegamos.
And for the pronoun, we arrived.
Nós chegamos. Exercícios.
Exercises. Now we're going to do some exercises on translating pronouns from English to Portuguese. You will be given 7 seconds to answer the questions that appear. We.
Nós.
You.
Você.
They in the feminine form.
Elas.
I.
Eu.
He.
Ele.
And now for the exercises, we will translate the pronouns from Portuguese to English. You'll be given 7 seconds for the answers to appear.
Vocês.
You.
Tu.
You.
Eles.
They.
Ela.
She. Now remember, pronouns represent the class of words that replace or accompany names. Thank you for watching this class. See you in the next class in Easy Portuguese.